Hi there, and welcome to Tuesday Talk. I can't believe it's almost Thanksgiving, so I hope you guys are ready. I'm gonna I had my granddaughter Lainey today, and I was gonna work on some Thanksgiving prep. Just got some last minute stuff. You're ready for this. Hi, Gretchen. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I had a tiring day too, but it was kind of fun. I was just saying, good, thank you. All right. Um, yes, I had Lainey today, and we were shopping and stuff, and lunch, and you know, her friend that she goes to school with is also my friend, and so we do lunch with the girls and all this stuff. So we had a good time. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving prep day, and then I think there's maybe a little happy hour going to happen tomorrow night too. So I that all being said, first of all, welcome if you're new here, and I am streaming live on Facebook on the Statement Designs page and also on the Tuesday Talk YouTube channel. So, and again, if you're new, there is a Statement Designs YouTube channel as well. So, like I said, all that being said, I thought, what am I going to do tonight? I had a bunch of things on my mind, and I just thought, you know what? We're going to do some miscellaneous. We're just going to try something new, finish up an old project, start another new project, and I'll just tell you what I have going on. So the first thing that I want to do, I tried real quickly before um, before you came on before I came on, because I didn't know if it was going to work and I wanted to give it a try. So um, I sometimes get stuff in my feed on YouTube well, not so much YouTube, but like TikTok, Instagram, and also Facebook, where I get these little, shorts of people doing stuff, and I want to save that idea. So I hope you all use the save feature on all those social media platforms, because that way you can go back and look and see exactly how it's done. And especially if it's a short, you can play it over and over again. So I'm going to switch the camera down so you can see what I am talking about. So this is, so let me go back a second. Well, I'll hold it here and I'll tell you. So what I did was rolled out air dry clay and then used a napkin and put on it. And then when they're dry, we're going to use UV resin, clear UV resin, and see it'll make it all shiny. And then what my hope to do with these is just to make them little pendants. I'll use the glue on bales, and I have a gazillion corded necklaces, because I'll put the camera up for a second. So let me just tell you what's going on. So as you know, day after Thanksgiving is I almost said Good Friday. Wrong Friday, Black Friday. And, not so much, we don't do that so much anymore as Shop Small Saturday. So we have a promotion going on down at Cosmic Charlie's, and whenever people, the first 50 people that come in will get a gift. So here's me just starting on that for Saturday. But already I have a pretty good start. So let me put the camera down again. And so you can see these little things. Now I'm going to show you what I did before we got started, but look how many I already got done from one quick, now they're not done, but got started. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. So I'm kind of well on my way, I think. So I'm going to put these out of the way because I want to let those dry. I even have the heat gun out so that we can make sure. And I'm going to grab some air dry clay that I have. And already I know that you don't want to take a lump that's been sitting in there. You want to take a fresh lump you know, off of there. You want something fresh so it feels kind of moist, and you don't really need a lot to get that many. So I wouldn't roll out a whole huge bunch at a time. Sorry about the plastic noise. You know how I am in plastic sounds. So I am going to need it in my hands here a few minutes. So Gretchen, are you going to cook for Thanksgiving? And anybody else that pops on, let me know. And you'll have to tell me why your day was so tiring. So I just have this little glob, and I just have a dowel rod that I thought would make a good roller, but you could use a rolling pin or you could use a glass or whatever, but this worked real well for me. So I'm just gonna kind of roll this out a little bit. And you know, that feels about right. So that's all I'm gonna do with that. And then I'm gonna take a napkin. Now I got these just today. Cute little napkins at where did I get them? Yeah, well, one of those stores. Oh, we have a Burlington and then a Beals, and I think I got it at Beals. So anyway, I checked on the package so that I wasn't real crazy, making myself crazy, but it is a 3-ply napkin. So that means I've got to peel this apart. And if you'll notice, the edges are scalloped. Plus, when they have those little perforation marks here, then I am going to start in the middle. It's still tough. So you picked up your turkey today, a fresh turkey from a local farm. Had to drive here, there, and everywhere. Fought with the ISPS about a missing credit. Left your wallet at home and had to go back. Oh, that's horrible. I hate it when you forget something. So I ripped it a little bit, and that's okay because it's just the white side. But little tip for you, you can use the white also. Oh, USPS. I wondered what ISPS. I thought that was protective services, and I thought, okay, you were fighting with security. So I have seen people take the white part that they peel off and use stamps on there, like IOD stamps, and then decoupage that too. So don't throw anything away. So we have to get one more layer off of here. Well, I'm glad you got a laugh out of it and it wasn't all, you know, but that's awesome that you got a fresh turkey. I did remember to get mine out of the freezer on Sunday. Yeah, brought it up Sunday. So it should be good and ready. And I went over the Thanksgiving menu with Lainey to make sure I had everything. So that being said, we are adding a few things to the list, like ham. Normally I just make the turkey, but we're having a ham too, and macaroni and cheese, which isn't my choice of a thing. Of course, I can't eat it anyway, but yeah, so we're having that. That's the only thing with gluten that I'll be serving. Yeah, I forget where I got that idea. I saw someone do it before. Oh, good, it's separating. Yay! That's not easy to do. Well, I'm glad you're able to relax tonight. Okay, so in the video that I saved, they just laid this down here. And I knew that wasn't going to work because look how easy I can pick it up. That's not going to stick on there. So I am using a continuous mist bottle and just a sprayer and just spraying that on there. And that really helped. So I'm trying not to have too many wrinkles on here. Now this is just like a little cookie cutter, but I got it at the Dollar Tree. I haven't been to the Dollar Tree for a while. We needed batteries the other day. Oh, and by the way, that's another tip for you. Uh, if when you're buying batteries, they say buy them at the dollar store because they're so cheap. Lots of people buy them, so that means they're always fresh. So these were there in the crafter square, and these are for clay. And they're mainly like earring and for making big earrings and stuff. But I thought I'm going to grab these, and I'm so glad I did. People have several proteins and have a dozen side blows my mind. We keep it simple and luckily have our our own jobs to do. Well, that's good. It's I don't mind cooking, and I use well, I used to sell Tupperware years ago, and they had a thing called a stack cooker. So this stays in here for me, and I just push it out. So if that doesn't quite stick, I just lay it down. Okay, so put that over with the rest of the pile, and then just keep cutting them out. But anyway, the stack cooker allows me to do my green bean casserole, my yams, and also my corn on all at the same time in the same 25 minutes. So yeah, so we went to the dollar store, Dollar Tree for that and ended up with a whole bunch of stuff. You know, it's it certainly isn't a Dollar Tree anymore. And we all know it went to $1.25 and now it's all kinds of prices. We saw stuff that was like $9 and it's like, wait a minute. It's turning into like five and below or five, whatever they call it now. Five and above. Somewhere around five. Um, so yeah, that little bit of water, helped on that. Yeah, this is a fun little project. I'm enjoying it. And like I said, I waited till the last minute to get these napkins just today, and I would like, toile or something, and probably like a little bit bigger cutter. So if you had a small cookie cutter, you could do that. But look, I mean, I'm surprised how many of these little circles I'm getting out of, one of these things. So, okay. So just peeling it up here. And I'm going to try to pick off what's left, but the last time some of it got in there and it didn't really matter. It still was like, cookie dough and just kind of let me roll it out again. So I'm not going to worry if I don't get every little bit of it off because it is sticking surprisingly well. So what I'm going to do is let those guys sit aside for a while, and then we'll work on something else and then come back to that. Napkin flavored cookies. Yes. Sounds yummy. Okay. So we have the return of an old friend tonight, our dummy. Well, we shouldn't call her a dummy, but our friend that we put the ornaments on her head. I have those other two ones to do, but I still haven't really finished off this one. So we are going to finish her tonight. So on Shop Small Saturday, I'm going to spend the whole day down at Cosmic Charlie's. And then on December 7th, they also have a vendor show, and I'm going to spend the day down there as well. So I'm trying to make lots of small things for people that are just out doing their shop smalls, trying to support small businesses. So, like I said, I'm just amazed at how many of these little circles I'm getting out of these little hunks of dough, not dough, clay, hair dry clay. Yeah, the dummy. I shouldn't call her that. We can't call her a dumb blonde, a dumb ornament head. And these little pieces, like after it's dry, it's probably going to be a lot easier to pick those off. Some of these are super pretty. Like that one, the napkin kind of tore. I'm not too worried about it because it still looks pretty. And when you put the resin on it, I think it'll still be pretty. And heck, if there are any that don't come out right, certainly easy to fix. So now I'm curious. I need to count again just out of curiosity to see how close I'm getting. I hear a lot of people are looking to buy from small local businesses this weekend, so I'm hopeful it will work really well for all of you with shops and markets. Thank you. It's a big thing around here. Some areas really Shop Small Saturday is not that big of a deal, but it really is in our area. As a matter of fact, the local paper, they always call me and ask for commentary on it. So I've been commenting on it and saying, similar things for years. But I found out my first couple of years in business that I opened on Black Friday real early, did all the things. I did it for years. And then I found that Shop Small Saturday was our biggest day. Like I was shocked my first year in business, like how much business I did on Black Friday. And then even more shocked when Shop Small Saturday. Okay, I'm going to count real quick. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, almost 30. So I'm like almost halfway there already. So I'm just going to do this one little piece and then we're going to let them dry a little bit and then we're going to work on something else. I have power tools in the house tonight. It's an exciting night. Miscellaneous. Okay. And try to get that flat so there aren't wrinkles in it. I can't wait to see it with the resin. I hope they dry enough for us to be able to do that tonight. Okay, so I just got these little 2 out of here. 2 more is 2 more. Okay. So setting those aside, letting them dry. And I'm not going to try to save this. I'm just going to ball it all up. Okay. So let me come back to you here. Okay, so what's next? So I got a bunch. So you know me and my spindles. So like I said, I was gonna focus on 1 or 2 things, but I ended up just like doing a bunch of things. So I was gonna go out. I straightened everything up the other day and put a bunch of spindles underneath the storage area outside. So I'm gonna go grab some more, but these 2 were on the porch. I ordered a whole bunch of bottle brush trees from Amazon. I should have opened these once again so we don't have the paper noise because it drives me insane. I hope my scissors are here. Oh, there's a twisty. Okay. So this one's going to be pretty simple, but I am going to use my power tools. I just have a drill here. We're actually going to be using that twice, but oh my gosh. Where's my scissors? Because this is going to drive me insane. Hang on 1 second. Okay, right back. Okay. I thought my good scissors were sitting here. I thought I got them out earlier, so I went and got the crappy scissors that I know where they were. Okay. Oh. anybody else hate plastic noise like I do? Okay, so on these little bottle brush trees, these ones in particular have like a cork bottom. Sometimes they're wood, but what I'm going to do is just unscrew that. I was considering just gluing this on here, but I don't know that I like the way it looks. So I don't know whether this is going to be, yeah, I think this is the way to show you. So I think that I want to just unscrew that base and put it directly into the wood. So that's what we're going to do. We'll try it one way, and if we don't like it, we can do it the other way. So you can get bottle brush trees at the dollar store, but they are a lot smaller. I happen to notice them there. And you can get some in the dollar spot area at Target in different colors. Like they have really pretty pink and everything, but I found that I had a good variety to pick from on the Amazon store. And I can post these later if you're interested in that. I am supposed to be an Amazon influencer, but I always give people my links and then I never quite understand if I'm making, I don't ever see the income there. So, um, so maybe one day I'll hit it big. I'm also, surprisingly, a Lowe's influencer now. And again, not quite sure how all these work, but we'll find out. Okay, so I'm just going to take the little drill. I have a real fine drill bit here because this is a real narrow, and it is like a little spiral, so it'll kind of work like a screw. So I have two ends of this thing, and I'm just going to see which end stands the best. That one's a little crooked because I cut these. So we'll use the crooked end so it stands on the other end. So I'm just going to, like I said, this is a corded drill. See if I get the middle here. I don't want to go in too far, but I am going to try to make this hole just a tad bigger. I want it to be good and tight in there. So just, this is really soft wood. Okay, I might need to make this bigger. I would just like to do this so I don't have to use any glue. Because you could use, I do have some bigger drill bits here and I might have to do that, but I'm thinking this is starting to take a grip. The base is too wide. I want to support creators on their Amazon links, but I quit Prime and I have saved tons of money and it makes me go to local businesses more if I avoid Amazon. That's true. Yes, it is true, but I will say this, for me being like a creator and doing things. Hey, Dawn, good to see you. Yeah, so sometimes I mean, I definitely like to shop local when it comes to gifts and things like that. But sometimes, like to get the things you need to teach classes and stuff like that, sometimes the bulk purchases and for jewelry making and stuff like that, sometimes it's just kind of better. So this is going in there. I'm bending the tree a little bit, but it's okay. It'll straighten up. And like I said, I don't really want to keep drilling in there, but okay. Well, that came out. So let's try again. Okay, I think this might, yeah, this is going in a little better. Cheap prices and even the availability on Amazon is often impossible to beat. That is true. Prices, I think you meant. That is very true. But I do shop from a bunch of different places. And I'm also, busy. So now, when my schedule settles down a little bit, I'm sure I will do a little more in-person shopping. Okay. That's in there pretty good. And I'm going to switch the camera again. You could use glue with that as well. But I think now, obviously, I have two of the same of these spindles. But if you had, which I have a variety of them, it would be really cute to have different heights and make a whole arrangement. And your trees, straighten your trees out. But I think these will be really cute. Do you remember the catalog company ABC? They sold things in bulk. Yeah. I think they used agents like Tupperware. I I remember, what am I thinking? Lakeside Collections, and then it was something before that. Okay, so my tree's crooked. Let me look at the other one here. And yeah, this one's going to stand up best that way. So we'll do this end on this one too. This time I know better to make it a little bit bigger. I don't want to move it around. Yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. I don't want to move it around too much because this, as you can see, this bit is really, really little. So I don't want to manipulate it too much and break it off. But let me grab another tree here, make some more noise. And like I said, I could just glue this on here, and that might be cute. Maybe we'll do one that way because I didn't drill a really big hole. I'll just set it on here for now and then come back in and glue it later. Your camera or mic is awesome and reduces the loud noises. Oh, well, that's good because I just hate that. I'm actually not using a mic. I've found that I kind of like that. So I'm here. We have the two difference. I have paper on here, so it's kind of uneven, but that's pretty much the same height. But if we didn't have that, it would be a little lower. So I'm going to be making more of them, but it's just an idea. So, yeah, so I'm going to be making those to sell. Okay. So I have found that the best thing to do with this is I use my phone as my project camera, and then I mute the mic on. I use my laptop for what you're looking at now, and I mute that so I don't get the feedback. So you like the bass? You like the bass better? Okay. Well, like I said, I have a bunch of them, so we're going to be experimenting. These first ones I did are getting pretty dry, but we're still going to come back to them. So as I said, we're finishing up projects, so we're going to bring this lovely lady back into things. So this part's going to be really shocking, but she's actually going to get a little beauty treatment first. But since I have the drill out, we're going to pierce her ears because we're going to give her some earrings, and we're also going to give her some eyelashes because she needed some eyelashes. I think we should do the eyelashes first. This is like torture, I guess. You're welcome, Gretchen. I mean, that's, a tip for going live. Oh, this has adhesive on it. Sweet. So that shows you how much I know about false eyelashes. Okay, so I'm gonna, oh boy, I guess I gotta flip them up. It's her. I don't know how this is gonna work. I'm gonna put the camera down and see how this goes. Okay, so that's the sticky side. I don't know if I'm going to be able to lay this down or not, but okay. So the problem is they're curved. Oh, that'll work, I guess. Like I said, I don't do false eyelashes. But I feel like then the lashes are curling the wrong way. Oh well. We'll look at it and see what it looks like. Okay. I don't think anybody's going to know because of the way it just kind of curves up there. Dawn, I don't know if you're still with me, but you're going to think I'm nuts when you see me doing this kind of stuff. I did want to finish at least one of them. I'd like to get the other ones done too. I want to take this one to Cosmic Charlie's, but I want to see if the other ones, maybe some of those furniture consignment places might like the bigger ones. Because I almost feel like, I might be able to sell those more like in a furniture place because they're bigger. Used them for Halloween and you put them on upside down. Well, I think that's what's happening here. I kind of feel like I should probably add more glue, but problem with like hot glue here is my room at the coffee house is so hot sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna put the camera up so you can look at her. I think it looks good. I don't think it matters that they're curling the wrong way. She definitely looks better. I think you might have it on the wrong eye, the shorter side on the inside. Yeah, this one's messed up. I like the other one, but I mean the problem is they're not normal eyelids, it's a hard surface here. I think that looks better. What do you think? I think she's kind of cute. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna call it good on the eyelashes here. So now she has let me get the earrings here. So I, believe it or not, have worn these. They are cute. When your hair's down, they're really cute. But I don't think I'll ever wear them again. And Lane Bryant used to hand out really great coupons, like $10 off $10, Um, so these were basically free. So I think that I'm going to need a little glue with them. So let me see where my glue is, so I have it handy. But I'm gonna pierce her ears first. I'm gonna lay it down. Okay. All right. Cooperate. Poor girl, huh? Well, it's pierced. It was a little shocking, wasn't it? They do sort of match her hair. I love her pink. Oh, you mean these match? Don't forget the iced number. I don't know what you mean. Ice to number? Okay, here we go. When I pierce somebody's ears, I really pierce them. Okay, the ice to number. Okay. Okay, I'll stand her up here. And so, like I said, I think I need to throw a little glue on there, but oh, that's going to be cute. How about that? Oh, that's just exactly what she needed. All right, glue, glue, glue. Where are you? I just had it. Okay, here. Not quite understanding these caps here. Here's what I'm going to do. I just took the whole cap off, and I'm going to put this down in here and just do it like that. And I'm going to hold it here a minute so the weight of it doesn't bring it down. I still don't know what you meant by the ice to number. I might have to come back to the other side. I'm going to let gravity, I'm going to lay it over here and let gravity work on it. I also want to put a little shawl around her too. I have some fabric here that we're going to kind of glue around there, and I think that'll be just perfect because she had like a sticker or something on her. So anyway, I think we're done with the drill. Okay, so more power tools. I think we're going to unplug the drill and plug in the heat gun because I don't know that these are dry enough. I don't feel like they are. I'm just going to use the ones that I did first. I'm going to try to feel which ones are driest. Oh, those are some of the later ones. We'll just work with a few here. So I just have a few of them here. My tissue paper got all ripped up, but okay, unplugging one, and I'm gonna plug in this heat gun. Now this is different than the hair dryer, obviously. So I'm gonna have to be careful. Okay, okay, that's the low. Yeah, I was out at the garage the other day. Oh, numb her ear with ice. I get you now. But when I was out there, I had two heat guns because I used to have them for classes. And I thought, this is silly. I'm going to take it home because it's quieter than the hair dryer and it works a lot better at drying projects. They have these neat little craft ones, but I think this is kind of just perfect. I'm drying both sides of it. And again, I don't know if I'm drying it enough. Yeah, it gets hot. Okay. So I have my little easy bake oven here. And whenever you're using resin, don't forget to put your glovies on. Gretchen and I had a UV resin night when we went down to Jenna's. I know there's another, there it is. Yeah, just always wear these. You should probably wear a mask too, but this UV doesn't stink in my estimation. That doesn't mean you should be inhaling it, but okay, I have no idea how long to bake this. That was fun. I'm putting it on for like 3 minutes. And so I should perhaps have a tool here, but I'm just going to use the tip of the thing. So I am using Let's Resin, UV resin, the clear hard type. That was fun, especially the trip to the grocery store too. So we just got all kinds of snacks and we just had all kinds of fun playing with UV resin. So I'm putting a good amount on there and then I'm going to kind of spread it out a little bit. I should have something to spread it out with, and I might have to stop and get something because I don't want it flowing over the edges, but I need to get it to the edges. So are you seeing what I'm doing here? I'm just putting the resin on here. I know I'm sometimes out of the camera view, but I'm just putting the UV resin on these. And then I'm going to grab a toothpick or something to spread these around with. So hang tight a second. I'll be right back there, right around the corner. Yes, especially the peanut butter cups. I think that's what we had. Okay. So just have some regular toothpicks here. I should have my little tray, but okay, so I'm just taking the resin, just kind of bringing it to the edge. Okay, so I'm going to put it under my little oven, and actually might be a good idea to kind of do that closer to here. That resin starts setting up immediately. So I see I don't have it to the edge, and I can't even move it now because it started to set up. So I'm going to just put a little bit more on there. Oh, and it really helps if you open the cap. So that's another thing too. So if you're working with this stuff and you get too close to the light, which I probably have, this one's probably already baking. And I know it's not really baking, but that's what I call it. Curing. So be careful not to get things too close to that lamp if you're not ready to put them in. And there's a couple of these napkin edges that are still hanging off. I think I'm going to be able to take a little sandpaper or a file or something and smooth that. Yeah, we're going to have to think about another road trip. I just like don't necessarily in the winter want to take one, but you never know what you're going to get. But okay, so this part, oh, it isn't necessarily as easy as the other part, I think, but it's definitely not hard work. It's just trying to get this to spread to the edges. And then what I think is going to happen, which I'm not going to do that part tonight. I just want to get it so that we can see what it's going to look like. But I want to use glue on bales. Does someone make UV protected gloves? I was thinking about the gel nails and polish. I don't know. I mean, I use this same lamp for gel nail polish, although I will tell you, I burnt my thumb. I got it too. I think this is more powerful than the nail ones. And I got it like I felt like my fingers were burning, but the thumb definitely it made a mark. It made my nail rough for a while. It almost looked like a bruise under there, but so lesson learned, keep your hands away. But I don't know. You mean so the nail tech, do they wear gloves? They probably do when they're doing that, if that's what because I can't imagine otherwise if you're doing your own nails, why you'd be wearing gloves. Okay. So we're gonna let them sit a little bit. Try to push this in here a little bit. Okay. Let me put the camera up a second. Okay, so while they're baking, I'm gonna take these off. I'm like suddenly warm and need a little beverage. So like I said, I just want to get those done. But what my intention is, yeah, it's not good. My friend, we were just talking about this today. She gets them done every 3 weeks, and her nail tech is going to be off for a while. And she said, I'm just going to give my nails a rest, It's true. I don't think it's good to do it all the time. I just don't know. I feel like your nails are like your skin. It's an organ and they need to breathe. So I do it, but right now I'm in the resting mode. I have been like, you can still see, I'll show you. You can still see just a little bit up here. You see that dark spot? That's what's left from it growing out. But yeah, so so we have these should be good and done, but like I said, I want to file the edges, and my intention is going to be to take, like, I have these leather necklaces. Yes, I'm glad it's growing out. And then I have the glue on bales. So some of them have the silver findings and some of them have gold. What I thought I would do, and I'm just going to use one of these as an example, it's not done, but is use like the silver paint pen, if it's silver, and go around the edges and also the back. And then put the bale on the back. And I think it would be a cute little pendant. You could do rings with these. And this wasn't a good variety. I know there's more of these on the market, but this is what I got at the Dollar Tree. Like I said, there's a half circle, and I have some metal pieces that you could coordinate that with. And then these, like rainbow kind of shapes. I'll have to experiment with them just to see, because I think they're mainly meant like for Fimo clay that you put in the oven, not so much air dry clay, but this little thing that I saw used the air dry clay. And then these ones also, like the U-shaped ones. I'm just going to have to try them and see what they look like. I mean, these, I've gotten away from really big earrings, I do love the leather chains too. But yeah, I think they're kind of maybe too big for me now. When I wear my hair down, like when it's curly, I feel like I can get away with more of a longer earring. But when my hair is up, then I'd rather go with a smaller earring. All right, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Let me put the lid on this. And then we'll see what they look like. And then we'll try to get a little bit something else done on this little girl. Okay. Oh, they're still sticky. That's weird. Okay, I'm going to put it on some more. All right, let's see how her earring's doing. That's pretty well in there. Okay, so I'm going to get her other one on. I'm just opening this cap and putting this in. And doing the same thing. Where's your piercing, girl? I guess that's it. Yeah. Okay. So, whoo, that glue stinks. Okay, I think this is really going to be cute. Again, I need to let gravity do its work, but I am going to turn her around. That's cute. Okay, so where's my fabric? Here it is. So I don't want to use a lot of this. My granddaughter loves this fabric. This was left over from our Taylor Swift chair, our MTV chair. And she really wants something made out of it. And this is all I have left. I said, I don't really think that I have enough, for you to make anything but a tank top. She said, well, I wear tank tops. Okay. If it doesn't go at Christmas, New Year's should be a shoe-in. Hope so. Screams Taylor Swift. Okay, I think I'm just going to try cutting this little piece off the end and see. Hopefully that'll be enough. So I do want to try to preserve some of it. And I do have those two other girls to do, but there is other fabric in the world that's shiny, but she really loves this. And can you tell she has me a little wrapped. I just love her. I have so much fun with that kid. She is really a kid after my own heart. She loves girly stuff. Like when she sees dresses and stuff, sometimes she'll gasp. Like if she sees a dress she loves, she's just like, that's when I know I have to get that one. But we watched this kids like design show, for lack of a better word, but like they kept popping up like three different choices, and you had to pick what you wanted for your house. So, everything, details like the doorbell and all this stuff. But of course, they were silver, like they're silly, like SpongeBob SquarePants and Minecraft and strawberry shortcake and all this stuff. Oh, I feel blessed. Oh, and funny story. So the little one is going to be 3, New Year's Day. And I had her last Tuesday. That's why I didn't have Tuesday talk. But later in the evening, I get a call on Messenger from my granddaughter, Lainey. So, of course, I answer it. Well, it's Gracie. She got a hold of Lainey's tablet and she said, Grandma, I had fun today. And I said, what? And I thought that's what she said. She said, I had fun today. And I said, did you say you had fun today? And she said, uh-huh, because she always says that. Uh-huh. And I said, oh, I did too. And then next thing I know, little fingers are coming to hang it up. All I saw was the top of her head, but Lainey must have just been like, oh, she has my tablet. Grabbed it and hung up. It was too funny though, to get a phone call from your 3-year-old granddaughter telling you she had fun. Okay, so here's what I've got going on there. Not loving it. I think I need more fabric. So that's an idea. Hey, Dar. Good to see you. So we're almost ready to sign off here. So what we did was finished her off, gave her earrings, and then I'll show you what else we're working on. We also did some spindles with bottle brush trees. And there was one other project I was going to finish up, but we didn't get to that one. Okay, see, these are still sticky and I don't know why. This is unusual. I think maybe because it was wet underneath. But I'm going to keep letting them dry out and bake. And I'm going to put this under here so you can see it's shiny. I need to work on these some more. This isn't as easy as they said it would be, I don't think. My son once called my mom by hitting the call button, made my mom's year. He was also 3. Yeah, that's what I was telling them. I said that really totally was sweet. So yeah, if you can see the shininess of it, that's what we're going for. So I think they'll be okay once they dry out. But anywho, be a cute little pendant. So that's what they're getting anyway, free when the first 50 people. So I'm going to let these babies dry out and then try and do a much better job coating them with UV resin so they're nice and smooth. And as always, I will post the finished project. And I want to take this opportunity to tell you how much I am thankful for you. I just love this Tuesday Talk thing. And I have so many plans for what's going to happen in the new year. And I'm just looking forward and anxious to tell you all about it. And I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Good, Gretchen. I'm glad you think they will be. Yeah, I think it'll be a nice little freebie. So, like I said, I'll let you know what they look like. So, thank you for taking the time in this busy week to hang out with me tonight. And oh, thanks, Dar. She's gorgy. All right. So I will see you guys soon. I love you and happy Thanksgiving. Ah.